Hello everyone, my name is Mahmoud Mujallid. I'm doing my master degree in biomedical engineering at the University of Bridgeport. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our project, which named Tricor Medical Laboratories for Six Sigma Black Belt Conference. This project is presented by our group members, Mahmoud Mujallid, Marwan Abu Saleh, Abdul Bari Al-Hawsawi, Bashir Shingizi, Abdurrahman Hawsawi, and Ahmed Tijani. First of all, I'm going to give you brief information about the foundation tools of the Six Sigma, which are define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. For define, we use this tool to provide an overview of an entire processes starting and finishing at the customer and analyzing what is required to meet customer needs. It focuses on the system, the voice of customer and their requirements, and the project goals specifically. Also, to understand the feedback from current and future customer, indicating offering that satisfy, delight, and dissatisfy them. For measure, we use this tool to record the activities performed as part of a process. In fact, measure is the key aspect of the current process and collects relevant data and that allow us to analyze the frequency of problems or causes. For analyze, we use analyze tool for identifying possible product, service, and process failures. We have to investigate and verify cause and effect relationships. We should also determine what the relationships are and attempt to ensure that all factors have been considered. For improve, we use improve tool to solve problems from complex processes or systems where there are many factors influencing the outcome and where it's impossible to isolate one factor or variable from others. We optimize the current process based upon the data analysis using techniques such as design of experiment. Last tool is control, which we should document what is needed to keep an improved process at its current level. Also, to ensure that any deviation from the target are corrected before they result in defects. Moreover, we use it to control systems such as statistical process control, production boards, visual workplaces, and continuously monitoring the process. Now I'm going to talk about the first tool, which is define. Define is to understand the risk of a project. In this project, we can say there are three types of customers. First type is those who have already scheduled blood draws. Second type is those who walk in without having an appointment but have been in the lab before. Third type is the new patients who never come before. In fact, there are several ways to deal with each of these different patients. Those ways will be explained later on in our presentation. Now, my colleague Marwan Abu Saleh will present the second tool of Six Sigma, which is measure.
Hi everyone, my name is Marwan Abu Saleh. I am doing master degree in computer science IT at Sacred Heart University. I will talk about measure. Uh, we need to establish baseline. So we need to standardize work instruction. Collect process follow maps from all labs. Collect data for each lab. Internet search result which should be unofficial, which show that each blood draw takes 5 minutes. The reception's duties are as following. List of the number of people come to the lab per day. List of scheduled and unscheduled and new patient per day. List for all the tasks performed by the receptionist. The tools that are used: questionnaires, value stream maps, observation job descriptions. To recap the tool, which is measure, we talk about establishing baselines, standardized work instructions, collect statistics, process maps, conduct study at labs.
Hello, my name is Abdul Bari Al-Hawsawi. I have just graduated and got a master's degree of electrical engineering from Gandon University, Erie, Pennsylvania. I will continue presenting the Six Sigma project. I'm going to start with the first part of the analyzing, then my partners, Abdurrahman and Bashir, will finish the rest of the analysis part. The analysis is one of the tools that we are going to use in the Six Sigma project. In a brief definition, analysis is data to investigate and verify cause and effect relationships. Also, to determine what the relationships are and attempt to ensure that all factors have been considered. Now I will start with the first slide in my part. There will be several categories that we are using in the analysis part. First category is study the data, which based on possible grouping. The second category is validate the existing documents and historical data. This also based on reasonable grouping. In these two categories, we will compare the 1 week data with the historical data to verify trends and strong or weak participants. Next, we will review the staff input. After that, creating a list of process input variables from all of the data. In this second slide, we will show some crucial categories such as evaluating the VA, MVA, and redundant activities in the processes. We will reduce or eliminate activities as discovered. Then, we will facilitate brainstorming sessions to determine the root causes. After that, we are going to develop a list of crucial causes to address it. And then we will develop a gap analysis report. In the third slide, we will analyze the processes of the project. So we will update the process map and compare the map established baseline to ensure conformance to validate the map. Then, using the processes map and determine how to implement changes as well as how to measure improvement. Also, we will validate the new processes and request review by staff to identify any items left out or possible improvement. And finally, we will consult with management and HR to determine what duties the receptionist can take on according to the job description. Now, I will leave you with the rest of the analysis part with my partners, Abdurrahman and Bashir. Thank you very much.
I'll be glad to introduce myself first. My name is Bashir Ashingiti. I'm rounding up my master's degree of mechanical engineering at University of Bridgeport in the United States. I'm gonna continue what my colleague has been starting. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the most important key in DMIC, which is tools. Tools has 6 stages: histogram, brainstorming, 2 sample test, chi-square test, model, folio mode and effect, and cause and effects. Here we are talking about dashboards monitor the output of a process or process steps, so one can judge if it's meeting customer demand like work done, desired speed, and actual completion rate. As you see here, we have schedule, which talks about dashboard and patient summary board. We have different lab hours from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, we have schedule, actual, variance, comments, defects, and reason. Let's talk about what takt time means. Takt time is determine the next task for process improvement. Practitioners is to look into the process and adjust the processing time for activities so that the organization can meet the customer demand. The Pareto chart. Pareto chart is visual aid to chart our daily target between labs. We are trying to calculate the takt time. We have red color means the daily draw, orange color means the target, the green color means the variance. So we calculate the time that we have. We have 510 minutes divide 45 draw goals equal 11.33. Run chart. Run charts means visually see our monthly target between labs. Actually, a run chart is a basic graph that displays data value in time sequence, the order in which the data were generated. A run chart can be useful for identifying shift and trends of labs.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdurrahman Hausawi. I am doing master's degree in electrical engineering at the University of Bridgeport. Now I'll be talking about the last part of the analysis, in which I will talk about the design of experiment and the FMEA. The design of experiment is actually used to test the effect of one or more factors, and this should be done independently or on an output. In fact, this tool is very helpful and useful to understand and reduce the variation in any process. The benefit of the design of experiment is its ability to quickly screen a large number of factors to determine the most important ones, and this reduces the time and the number of the experiment needed to test multiple factors. Now, as you can see in this slide, I am going to talk about the steps to develop an experimental plan. The first step is to define the problem in business terms, such as service levels, cost, or response time. The second step is to actually identify a measurable objective that can be quantified as a response variable. And the third step is to identify input variables and their levels. Next is to determine the experiment strategy. For example, design and software program, size and number. Next is to plan the execution of all phases, such as time, instruction, replication, etc. Next is to perform an experiment and analyze the results. And you should carry out more experiments or stabilize the process at the new level of performance. As you can see, this table is an example of a design experiment, and you can see that the table started with the running order, reception duty, lab technician process, going all the way to the average. And one thing here you have to know is the 1 and minus 1, and the plus 1 actually means the high settings, where the minus 1 means the low setting. Here is the calculation of the average for the high settings, and here is the calculation average for the low settings, and by the end we actually get the effect. Now I'm going to talk about the last tools was used, which is the FMEA, and it stands for failure mode and effect analysis. And here, as you can see, there are 5 steps for the FMEA. The first steps, as you can see here, is determining the failure mode, and the second step is assigning the severity, and the third step is to assign a probability number, and fourth steps is assigning detection number, and the last step is calculator risk probability number. As you can see, this is an example of FMEA that is used to generate theories, explain potential causes and effects with countermeasures. And you actually need to fill out this table with the information needed. For example, you can see here it is asking you about the potential effect filter, in which they ask you what is the impact of filter mode on the customer. So you actually need to answer all these questions in order to go on. Now, my friend Ahmed will talk about the improvement tools.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Tijani. I'm doing a master's degree in electrical engineering at University of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Today I'm going to present one of the Six Sigma tools, which is the improvement. First of all, to create modifier program that develop the robot, we need to use the following steps. First, improve and change the rewards and the advantages in order to keep the employers interested. Second, use electronic evaluation for the labs and sharing new ideas every 3 to 4 months. Participate with human resource and MJT to impress and support. Last, recognition programs throughout social media or newspaper. This table will demonstrate the potential causes and documentation actions. So we have 3 different potential cases and documentation actions. The first one is patients come to the lab while a receptionist is working on enhancing some duties in back. The recommendation action is, in this case, the lab technician should support the receptionist. Number two is, in this case, the receptionist resistance to new process. In this case, communicate reasons and expectation. Number three, per appointment call from 24-hour to 48-hour per appointment call will improve attempts to fill the cancellation appointment slot. This is an example to identify the need and skills of employees. There are 5 categories for personal skills, which are not training, in training, need assistance, fully trained, and expert. Here is an example for this case. Patient scheduling. If the receptionist, which is an expert, is not available, so the lab technician 2 can take over. We cannot assess this task to lab technician 1 because he or she is not trained. To improve this case, we should give some training to lab technician 1. Another example is the medical waste removal. The receptionist is fully trained, lab technician 1 is fully trained, and lab technician 2 is an expert. If lab technician 1 or lab technician 2 are not available, so we can assist this task to the receptionist because he or she is fully trained. Future state map. Patient focused. Patient process time 11 minutes. We can see here the patient arrive, which takes 4 minutes. Patients arrive, patients sign in, patients give out her or his ID or insurance. Then patient directed to the lab, which takes 1 minute. After that, patient draw, which take 5 minutes. Patient's birthday, patient's name, and patient's blood is drawn. Finally, there are 2 ways: either the patient leaves or the specimen's processed. There are some solutions for long-term improvement. The first one is sign in online. By using this option, we can reduce the number of patients that are required to attend to the lab. Second one is check in online. This option helps the patients and it also saves the patient's time. Third one is selecting lab location. This benefit is useful for the patients and help their convenience. The fourth one, live chat. This is very helpful for patient options. Now my colleague Abdurrahman will continue.
To wrap up this presentation, I'm going to go through the tools we use in our projects. The first tools was the DocuTime, which used for customer demand and meeting their needs. And the second tools was the Pareto chart, which used to visual aid to chart our daily target between labs. And the third tools we use is the run chart to visually see our monthly target between labs. The fourth one is the design of experiments that use for measuring the effect of each factor to our end result. And the last tools we use is the FMEA, which is used to anticipate what problem will occur and effect countermeasure to put in place to avoid those risks. Finally, if you have any question, please don't hesitate to email us. And thank you very much for your time.